Hi guys, thank you for joining me. As you know, it takes me hours to put together a video about Yellowstone. So it's currently 10:50 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And they are currently looking at Beehive. They're from the live webcam at Old Faithful. Yeah, we got the boardwalk back up over here and the camera's shaking. I keep proving over and over that USGS is downgrading these earthquakes, that they might become a little more honest. Yeah, I'm laughing. Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen. I believe it was back during the Bush or Obama administration. They implemented a gag order to information about what was going on there at the park. But here's an example. USGS reported a 1.3 earthquake yesterday at 6:34 Universal Time, which would have been 1:34 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Now again, that was yesterday, the 27th. They have a page called The Origin where they got different monitors and the different magnitudes that they came in. The largest that they have posted is a 2.04. Now, I've told you how all earthquakes, it doesn't matter where the signature comes in at, it's always the same magnitude. So why are these magnitudes so greatly different? So it looks like they got different times for the wavelength of the earthquake. Norris Junction area was 74.5938 seconds. Purple Mountain 60.9461 seconds. Little West Thumb, now that's one of the monitors I have, it came in at 51.5057 seconds. Actually, it probably was a little bit longer, but that's how long they measured the seismic wave of the earthquake for. Up here at the promontory, they only took 20.4201 seconds of the monitor. Upper Falls, which is close to the area of this earthquake, I'll show you in a second, 50.1192 seconds. They have it as a magnitude 1.58. Lake Butte, they only read 25.1117 seconds. So I'm going to show you how they greatly downgrade these earthquakes. 51.5 seconds of data from Little West Thumb. Those of you that I've given the program to, you can mark it out. I marked out just before the first wave of the earthquake came in. I measured out, about 50 seconds. Let me show you the spectrogram. Okay, now this is Little West Thumb, and I'm going to bring it down so you can see the magnitude of the earthquake. It's a 2.29, not a 1.3. I've talked about shortening up the seismic wave, trying to get it to adjust to what they said. Shortened it up a little bit, and it still comes in as a 2.28. So a 2.2, not a 1.3. Those of you that are trying to learn how to use this complicated program, what you do is you go to the web page of the earthquake, click on Origin. Let me bring it over for you. And you come down, go to Magnitudes. Okay, open up Station Detail. And it'll show you, well, this one isn't. Let me see if I can get it to, no, this one doesn't show you how long. Okay, we'll go to the next one. This one shows how long they read the seismic signature for. Yeah, the only one that's even close is all the way over there at Norris Junction. Yeah, 2.04. And I'm going to show you something else in a minute. Here's the location of that earthquake. Okay, I'm going to bring it out. Over here we have Hayden Valley. This is an area where I mapped out I believe it was last year, some new hot poles that were off in this area. The Hayden Valley is an area back during the Ice Age that there was a dam of ice down here, probably by the fishing bridge or whatever, and it broke, and all the water flooded out through this direction, scouring out the earth. Now that was about 13,000 years ago. So another thing I want to show you. Over here on the left, they got what monitor? Yellowstone, Wyoming, WY, Wyoming, Upper Falls, HHZ. Now this little one for Little West Thumb is Wyoming, LA, Little West Thumb, EHZ. So taking these numbers, HHZ, EHZ, and let me show you. HHZ is broadband. It measures east to west horizontal seismic waves. And it says the primary purpose is to record wave forms from regional and distant earthquakes for research purposes. Whereas EHZ is short period earthquake signatures, sensitive velocity seismometers with a response peak of around 1 Hertz. Typically only a single vertical component, primarily used for the determination of locations and magnitude of small regional earthquakes. So if you want to know the magnitude within a small area for earthquakes, you should use EHZ, not HHZ. HHZ is to record from long distance, very long distance. So Upper Falls was HHZ, long distance. Lake Butte was short distance, EHZ. The Promontory, HHZ. But still, the only one that they took, probably the proper seismic signature length, was Upper Falls, which was 50.1192 seconds, 50 seconds, or Lake Butte, EHZ, 51.5 seconds. So Lake Butte, they figured it came in as a 1.68. The Promontory, they used the wrong monitoring, HHZ. It came in as a 0.72. You can see here what I'm talking about and check it out for yourself. Now remember, I told you it doesn't matter where you take the signature from, long as you get the entire signature. The magnitude is always going to be the same. So here we got it, 51 seconds, and I'll bring it down for you. This is the Promontory, and it comes in as a magnitude 2.20. There's a very small earthquake afterwards. I made sure I didn't get that one in with this. Let me show you the spectrogram. And then the second earthquake that showed up at the Promontory, let's do that. They didn't report it. Shortening the signature, very short, and I mean very short. It was probably longer than that, but it comes in as a 0.62. Maple Creek, short period, EHZ, they did that right, but they only measured it for 24.2 seconds, and they got a 0.95. Alright, so I did it for about 24 seconds. This is Maple Creek. We'll show you the signature. Did it just as they did it. This is a program that is developed by IRIS and USGS. So we'll go to the signature. You can see it was shortened greatly. Yeah, it didn't end right there. But even though I shortened it to the same time frame, it comes in as a 1.58. This is just another example how they're greatly downgrading these earthquakes. 1.58, you can see it at the bottom. but they have it listed as a 0. Let me bring this over, 0.95. I don't know how they could be screwing up so greatly. Just another example of how USGS is putting out, shall we call it what it is? Fake information. The most recent earthquake that they are reporting for today is a 1.4. Right smack dab in the middle of one pool of water, and it's not far from this other one that I reported. Here we got Upper Falls. Down over here is Yellowstone Lake. There's Sour Creek Resurgent Dome. Alright, so let me go back to that other one. There's the location of at least a 2 point. Alright, let me go back to that other earthquake, which is up right there. So there's the one and there's the other. There's Upper Falls. Alright, here's the monitor for Maple Creek. 12:49 and 50 seconds. Right there. We'll look at the spectrogram. Let's go to the origin. See what we got. Oh, I go to magnitude. And more likely this doesn't have, the seconds. This one does. Okay. So they're reporting a 1.4. They only have 4 monitors here. Mary Lake, Norris Junction, Purple Mountain, and Upper Falls. Mary Lake, 32.0 seconds. Upper Falls, 40.7288 seconds. So Upper Falls is the closest to this location. So this is Maple Creek, which is much farther away. I took the shorter signature of 32 seconds, and it comes in as a 1.94. If I shorten it even more to what it was at Purple Mountain, it comes in as a 1.55. Purple Mountain was short period, EHC. These are all wrong. This one's wrong. Upper Falls, long period for long distance earthquakes. Alright, so let me shrink this down. And you can see this is probably the better signature. In the middle is Little West Thumb, and on the right is the promontory. Let me make this bigger here for Little West Thumb. I really can't do it there at Little West Thumb to tell where it starts and where it finishes. Quite possibly somewhere right in there. Let's go to the spectrogram. Now the center here is Little West Thumb. I noticed there was this small earthquake here that brought up a lot of magma. I also put it on Maple Creek. Yeah, we got magma coming in there. Let me make this one first bigger for you. You can see the line of melt that came up. And then we'll go back to Little West Thumb. Now remember, this is Grant. And that's an area several years ago where the magma was trying to find a way to come up. Magma naturally wants to rise kind of like a beach ball held underwater. And that beach ball is full of air. It just naturally wants to rise. In Grant, it found an area there where the ground was more brittle. And it just was pushing there and creating all kinds of earthquakes. Grant's monitor is not working, has not been working for quite a while. Anyways, yeah, look at this. 13:43 Universal Time. Yeah, and look how close it is getting up. And then we got, let me go back to the other one. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we'll make this one bigger. This is the promontory. We got several marked in red here. We got one there. and another one there, and another one there, another one there. Now remember, when they're marked in red means the computer picked it up. Yeah, several there at 8:58 Universal Time, and sends a notice to whoever is supposed to be monitoring these earthquakes, but they're using the pandemic, I think, just to screw off. 15:28 at the Promontory, Little West Thumb in the center, and Maple Creek on the left here. Yeah, look at the line of melt. Let's see how big this one was. Now they're saying this earthquake was in the middle of the lake. They're saying it was a 1.1, 7.5 kilometers in depth. Let's look at the origin. Little West Thumb, EHZ, Lake Butte, EHZ, automatic by the computer, supposedly. 32.8 seconds and 26.57 seconds. The Promontory, we're going to use that one because that's the monitor I have. EHZ, 33.2306 seconds. They're saying it came in as a 1.16. Alright, let's look at its signature. I come up with a 1.97. I'll bring it down for you. Right there, see it? 1.97. Not a 1.1. Let's shorten it even more. 1.87. I'm using their own data to prove that they're lying. This next one marked in red, they're not even reporting it. That comes in as a 1.67. We'll look at its spectrogram. Yeah, look at the line of melt. And I'll bring it down for you so you can see for yourself. 1.67. Not being reported. This more recent one that I have here, just before or after I pulled the files, or I should say, that comes in as a 1.22. We got another one here. That comes in as a 1.07. Or let's shorten it up even more. A 0.84, not being reported. And it's marked in red. You can see them all marked in red here at Little West Thumb. All this activity. Oh my goodness. It's like, yep, nothing to see. Let the people fend for themselves. What will be, right? Oh, off the line. Yep. You got some small ones down here. Let me see what it was doing when I pulled the files. Marked in red. Marked in red. Where's this one at? Marked in red. Let me pull it up for you. Oops, hold on. Yep. Look at the line of melt. So you guys wanted to report what was going on. There's your report. Yep, not good. All the unsuspecting people, they have no idea. Let's take a look at Yellowstone Lake from their static cam. 10:20 Mountain Time, and it's now almost noon. 11:51 Central Daylight Time, and I gotta edit this and then do all the text for people who like to have the text available, the captions available. I gotta do that too. So what are your thoughts? Please put those comments down below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to make a comment because YouTube's been unsubscribing people again. They think you're bots if you don't say, hi, hello, I got my cup of coffee, Mary. I hope everyone has a good day. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you.